Let's finally talk about my Admatec ergonomic loops. Side note, this video is not sponsored. I've just had a lot of people reach out to me and just wanting to know my exact thoughts about these loops, so let's get into it. This is going to be a really detailed review. I have been using them for 8 weeks now, and I've got a lot of thoughts. I'm going to talk about field of vision, internal, so in the mouth, and the external field of vision, the build and what I think of it, the light, the battery life, the reps, just absolutely everything that I could think of that will help you decide whether to invest in ergonomic loops or in Admatec loops. So firstly, specs. Admatec does 3 times magnification, 4, 5, 6, I want to say 7.5 and 10. I've gone with 4. I have worked previously with 3 and just wanted to go one bigger because I work a lot more perio and hygiene these days, so I don't need like the whole arch field of vision. I like to be able to see everything nice up close and personal. So the loops that I went with, the actual frame, these weigh 52 grams, and the butterfly light, which is this here, all together weighs 31 grams, 80-ish grams all together, and it's really light. I do not feel any strain at all. So just remember, the heavier the loops, the more strain that you're going to feel on your forehead and neck. And they're also really sturdy. I've got I think this is worth mentioning, a wide forehead. So when I put them on, I definitely do feel the flex in the frames, but if you look closely, they've got a really well made so I don't ever feel like they're going to break on me. That's definitely a plus for me. They just feel really sturdy, really well made, and I feel like they're going to last me a really long time, which fingers crossed, I hope they do. So this is what the loops look like going on. One thing I forgot to record is that I do wear glasses. I'm short-sighted with a -3 and -1 prescription, and I do not need to wear my contact lenses, which I love. I don't think this will be the same if you are long-sighted, but just a PSA for my fellow short-sighted friends. And in terms of getting measured up, it was really easy. The Victorian rep Ty came to our practice and we were able to try on all the loops we wanted, practice them in chair with a dental assistant so we could have a really good feel of the weight and just how they felt in general. So that was really easy. And when I received them, my working distance and all the angles, the declination angle, were absolutely perfect. So I had a really good experience in that respect. And let's chat about the field of vision. So just remember, the higher the magnification, the lower the field of view. So I can't see the whole arch, that doesn't bother me, and I chose the 4 times magnification because I do mainly hygiene and perio these days, so you can really see into the nooks and crannies, and when you blow air you can really see well subjectively, and I feel like I'm just doing such a better job now simply because I can see better. And just touching base on how I feel after a full day of work now, I just could not go back to working without my loops. Just the reduction in the strain in my neck and just feeling uncomfortable at the end of the day and just wanting the day to be over because of how sore my neck felt. That is just no more. I'm just loving life at work again. In terms of the external field of vision, the lenses aren't right in the middle of the frame. When you're talking to someone, there's nothing in the way, which is really helpful. I know some loops, the actual lenses are right in the field of vision, and I would personally find that annoying. I don't have to take them off just to talk to someone. I can still make good eye contact with my patient or whoever I'm talking to with my loops on, which makes it really helpful for me because I've got my earplugs and my scrub cap, and I just have a lot of dress ups when I see patients. And in terms of cost, for the 4 times magnification and the wireless Butterfly S Lite, you're looking into the 5,000s. So other brands were more, but they were maybe heavier, or I thought they were quite comparable in terms of the build and what I was getting. So I'm happy that I went with Admatec, and I didn't want to spend almost 7,000. So this was a good sweet spot for me personally. I thought I would also show you all how your loops will come. This is the case, very compact. It comes with the charger as well as 3 batteries, a charging platform, as well as the USB cord and a screwdriver to adjust.
and this is where your loops will sit in. Let's do a 360 visual. On one side you've got the Admatec logo and the other side you can personalize, so I've just got my name here, and this is how you attach the light.
Let's chat about the battery. So in terms of the battery, I went with the Wireless Butterfly Lite S, which is the strongest of all the headlights. And I was tossing up whether to get a wired or a wireless. As I said before, I just have so many things on when I am seeing patients, so I just didn't think I'd want an extra wire. And I'm really glad I went with the wireless, so if you can upgrade, I would definitely recommend it. They do last just 2 hours, and that's okay for me because I'm not sitting in really long appointments, and you do get 3. As long as you have all of them on hand, you're not going to ever worry about not being able to use your light. So maybe that's a con, that the battery only lasts 2 hours, but just make sure you always have your others with you on hand. I've not had any issues with the batteries so far. They have lasted their advertised 2-hour work life, and they take about an hour and a half to charge. And one thing that I was told to make note of, which I didn't really think about, was your experience with your reps. So how nice is the loops rep, how easily you can reach them, and how responsive is your rep. Because if something were to go wrong with your loops and it took them ages to get back to you, for example, if something went wrong with my loops, I would need them back ASAP. I had a really good experience with the Byron Medical rep, so I know if I were to call him, he would get back to me ASAP. So I definitely feel that how responsive your rep is going to determine what your overall experience is going to be with your loops, especially if you have any questions or issues with them. But so far, so good. And the big question, are loops worth it? I think you can tell by the tone of this video that I absolutely 100% say yes. I really do believe that the future of loops in dentistry is going to be ergonomic loops. So if you're a student or a new grad and you can afford it and you're in the market for loops, I highly recommend looking into it. And if you're an experienced clinician and you're experiencing neck pain, shoulder pain, these will change your life. That has been my experience with my new loops over the last 8 weeks. I hope I answered some of your questions, and if I've missed anything, please do comment below. But I've just had a really good experience with my ergonomic loops so far. My only regret is that I'd wish I'd invested sooner.